Good morning to our listeners and our viewers as well. DBS Radio, welcoming you to an outside broadcast on Victoria Street. So we are at the State House conference room to bring live coverage on both radio and on social media. Live coverage of the 27th meeting of the Council for Foreign and Community Relations, that's COFCOR. You would have heard this on the news this morning, and DBS Radio, we are here for the opening ceremony of that very important activity in Dominica. Quite a few people are here already for this, a number of officials from abroad, and I see the person who will chair this meeting, this opening ceremony, at the podium already, so very soon we should begin to bring live coverage of this. Let me just give you an idea of some of the items that will form part of the opening ceremony. So we will start with the welcome remarks by the chairperson, and this will be followed by the national anthem of Dominica, and then a prayer. And then we will hear remarks from Dr. Carla Barnett. And Dr. Barnett, and as I speak, we go now to the podium. Well, the person who is chairing this is asking all the participants to take their seats. So Dr. Barnett, Dr. Carla Barnett, CBE, CARICOM Secretary General, she will give remarks very early at the opening ceremony. We'll also hear remarks from Senator, the Honorable Kamina Johnson-Smith, who is the Minister for Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Jamaica. She's also the outgoing chair of the COFCOR. And we'll have remarks as well from Honorable Dr. Vince Henderson, who is the Minister with responsibility for Foreign Affairs, International Business, Trade and Energy. And he is also the incoming chair of the COFCOR. And then, of course, we'll have closing remarks. So let's go to the podium at this time.
Extending a warm welcome to all of the delegates, the distinguished ministers of foreign affairs and the Secretary General of CARICOM. An extended invitation will be done by our honorable minister. And we will have one verse of Dominica's national anthem, and that will be done by Miss Livia Joseph, another of our trade officers.
I love beauty, I love splendor, I'm too all so sweet and fair. Oh, my surely gazing in wonder at thy gifts so rich and rare. Rivers, valleys, hills and mountains, all these gifts we do extol. Healthy land, so light of fountains, giving tears that warms the soul.
Thank you, Ms. Joseph. You may be seated.
It gives me great pleasure now to hand over the rest of this meeting to the Honorable Minister for Foreign Affairs, International Business, Trade and Energy of the Commonwealth of Dominica, the Honorable Dr. Vince Henderson. Minister.
Good morning, everyone. Man, that's what I expected. I worked so hard to ensure that you had a little rain this morning to start your day cool. And that's what I get, you know, that's the thanks I get. Good morning, everyone. I want to take the opportunity to welcome all of you to the Nature Isle of the Caribbean. And of course, some of you have finally admitted, in fact, that is a name that we have earned. Well deserved. And I want to thank you for joining us. We are happy that you are here with us in Dominica, and we look forward to ensuring that we have a productive 2 days. So I just wanted to get this out of the way. I want to take the opportunity as well to recognize the Secretary General of CARICOM, Dr. Carla Bannett, Foreign Minister of Jamaica, Senator the Honorable Kamina Johnson-Smith, all the ministers of foreign affairs and representatives of ministers of foreign affairs of the Caribbean community. I want to give you a special welcome to Dominica, and I know some of you it's your first time, so I want to give you a special welcome. And my friend from the land of many waters, we say rivers in Dominica, but I think you say waters. Yeah, what is it? Ambassador Talbot, Judge, old friend from our days in New York. A special welcome to you because you've attempted to come here several times, and you're finally here. So, welcome. I want to also recognize Minister Julian Defoe, Minister of State in the Ministry of the Blue and Green Economy, Agriculture and Fisheries. He's also a member of our delegation and will be with us for the 2 days. But I also want to recognize Honorable Roland Royer, the Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries, Blue and Green Economy, Food Security. I want to thank you, Minister, for joining us. Permanent secretaries who are here with us, thank you for being part of this opening ceremony. Members of the media, especially DBS and the Government Information Service, thank you for live coverage. This is being broadcast live, and all our listeners, we want to say welcome. Our visiting friends, the United States representative, and we're expecting later this morning the State of Qatar, Foreign Minister will join us this morning. A special welcome to all of you for being here with us, and the staff of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade, Energy and International Business. Thank you for being part of this, and especially your protocol officers for the hard work that you have been doing since yesterday. So this morning's ceremony is very simple. We will have remarks by the Secretary General, followed by the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Jamaica, the outgoing chair of the Council for Foreign and Community Relations, the chair of COFCOR, who did an excellent job during her tenure, will address us, and then I will have the final word for this part of the day's events. So it's my distinct pleasure to welcome, to address us, the Secretary General of CARICOM, Dr. Carla Bannett.
Good morning, everyone. I will accept the protocol as established by the Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs, International Business, Trade and Energy of the Commonwealth of Dominica, and Chair of the Council for Foreign and Community Relations. Distinguished delegates all, I am really very pleased to join you here in Roseau, Dominica, for the 27th meeting of the Council for Foreign and Community Relations. Chair, our sincere thanks to the government and people of the Commonwealth of Dominica for the generous hospitality and the excellent arrangements which have been put in place for this meeting. I also congratulate you, Minister Henderson, on assuming the chair of COFCOR. I am confident that under your leadership, the Council will advance its contributions to the sustainable development of the community and to our standing on the global stage. I also want to especially thank outgoing Chair, Senator the Honorable Kamina Johnson-Smith, Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade of Jamaica, for her service to the community over the past year. Minister Smith, during your tenure, the community conducted multiple ministerial engagements with third states, including India, the United Kingdom, and South Africa, even as we responded to critical regional issues. Esteemed ministers, as you deliberate, the global context is increasingly challenged with threats to multilateralism, disregard for international law, and increased instability in many parts of the world. As small island and low-lying coastal developing states, we are more vulnerable to these international fluctuations, which continue to adversely affect our economies, environments, and societies. Mr. Chairman, over the next 2 days, this Council will engage in critical discussions, including on climate change, a reality which becomes even more critical as we approach the 2024 hurricane season. Regular hurricanes seriously set back our development efforts, undoing hard-won progress, such as when Hurricane Maria devastated Dominica. Our region bears the unfair burden of adapting to climate change, though we have made no significant contribution to it. Climate resilience cannot be realized without affordable resources necessary for infrastructural development. In our bilateral and joint engagements, we must continue as a collective to reinforce the urgency of reform of the global financial architecture, as proposed in the Bridgetown Initiative, to facilitate increased access to resources at costs that we can bear to address the impact of climate change on our economies and societies. The community is expanding beyond its traditional relationships, exemplified by our push for formal partnership with the African Union and expanded political dialogue. The 4th International Conference on Small Island Developing States, to be hosted in Antigua and Barbuda next week, will also present an opportunity for member states to engage with international partners, including especially SIDS outside our community, with whom we have a common agenda regarding climate change and financing for development. Honorable Ministers, the emerging non-traditional relationships, particularly between CARICOM and the Middle East, is one of great potential. The inaugural CARICOM Saudi Arabia Summit, co-chaired by Dominica in 2023, and several engagements with the United Arab Emirates are decisive steps towards establishing ties with the Middle East region. At this 27th meeting of the COFCOR, the Council will receive the State Minister for Foreign Affairs of Qatar. Upcoming engagements, including with senior officials and ministerial level meetings with Japan, India, Brazil, Canada, and the Republic of Korea, will all present opportunities to increase political dialogue and cooperation programs. CARICOM has been demonstrating its commitment to diplomacy, multilateralism, and the peaceful resolution of conflict on multiple occasions, such as our recent statements on the war in Gaza, and recognition now by all remaining member states of the State of Palestine. This commitment to diplomacy is integral to the reputation of integrity that CARICOM has established on the international stage. Undoubtedly, this reputation has in part propelled significant interest by third states in the Latin American and Caribbean region and beyond to deepen relations with CARICOM member states through associate membership of the community. With regard to the Office of the Permanent Observer to the United Nations, this Council will consider the urgent matter and chart a course to fill this role. In keeping with our commitment to uphold democratic traditions of our region, a significant number of elections are due next year in member states. Funding is needed to allow the community to undertake various electoral observation missions. We have already had advance notification from some of our members that this will be requested. Honorable Ministers, I am certain that the open and robust discussions necessary for foreign policy coordination will bear fruit and lead to actionable outcomes to advance our collective interests beyond our 50 years of existence, which we celebrate this year. Let us remain cognizant of what we can achieve together to enhance the development of our societies and the quality of life of the the people of the Caribbean community. I thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Dr. Carla Barnett, Secretary General of the Caribbean Community, the Honorable Dr. Vince Henderson, Minister of Foreign Affairs, International Business, Trade and Energy of the Commonwealth of Dominica, and I believe this is the last time I get to refer to you as incoming Chair of the Council for Foreign and Community Relations, the COFCOR, dear colleague foreign ministers and other heads of delegation, Assistant Secretary General Solomon, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, the wonderful people of the Commonwealth of Dominica listening to us on air and online. Bonjour. Good morning to you all. Yes, Vince has been doing his training. Let me begin by extending my delegation's sincere appreciation to the government and people of the Commonwealth of Dominica for the warm hospitality extended since our arrival in the beautiful city of Roseau, and for all the arrangements that have been put in place for this 27th meeting of the COFCOR. It is indeed a pleasure to join you, Minister Henderson, in your beautiful Nature Isle as you assume the COFCOR chairmanship. Minister, I offer you Jamaica's full support as we continue to navigate major regional, hemispheric, and international issues. I'm confident that our colleagues will agree that 2023 was quite active and indeed productive. If you will allow me just a few minutes to reflect on some of the issues that dominated the foreign and community relations agenda in the past year, I will so do. Last May, of course, provided the honor of hosting you all for the 26th regular meeting of the COFCOR as our colleague Chet handed over the chair. We were pleased that at the same time, we were also able to host the 11th UK Caribbean Forum, the first in-person staging of that body since 2016. And at that meeting, CARICOM and the UK signed the Memorandum of Understanding on the establishment of a consultation mechanism to facilitate greater cooperation, signaling a commitment to ongoing dialogue and engagement between the two sides. As a region, we strengthened our ties with a number of third states and regional blocs, including Canada, Japan, South Africa, South Korea, and the United States, as well as SICA and CELAC. It may be recalled that on the margins of the 53rd OAS General Assembly in June 2023, the CARICOM Canada Foreign Ministers Group meeting was held. And at that meeting, we reiterated the value of our deep and long-standing partnership with Canada and recommitted to common objectives concerning areas such as climate change, access to finance, and regional security. This year also marks 30 years since the formal establishment of CARICOM-Japan relations, and having received the logo at COFCOR last year, 2024 is notably being commemorated as CARICOM-Japan Friendship Year. Both the SG and I have had the privilege of marking its importance in Japan, and we anticipate, Vince, that you will take the baton for the continuation of this important relationships celebration. In the margins of the 57th SICA Summit in Placencia, Belize, we convened a meeting of CARICOM-SICA foreign ministers, which served as a strategic ministerial exchange on key regional priorities for both subregions, in particular on trade facilitation, transportation, and digital transformation. That work must be continued. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Having been unable to align her dates for attendance at our 26th COFCOR, we convened a CARICOM South Africa ministerial meeting in March this year during a visit to Jamaica by South Africa's Minister of International Relations and Cooperation, Her Excellency Grace Naledi Mandisa Pandor. This engagement allowed us to explore collaboration between Africa and the Caribbean region through mechanisms such as the AFCFTA and the Afrexim Bank, which has established its regional office in Barbados. With regard to community relations, priority focus was placed on the multifaceted situation impacting our fellow CARICOM member state, Haiti. At both the Conference of Heads and COFCOR levels, we have continued to support unabated efforts through CARICOM Good Offices initiatives towards peace, stability, and development in Haiti. In my capacity as chair of the COFCOR, I was invited to address a private meeting of the UN Security Council regarding the 11th March high-level meeting held in Jamaica, and earlier in February, an international pledging event in support of Haiti held in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, on the margins of the G20 foreign ministers' meetings. Again, in respect of the work on Haiti, that too requires significant work. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it has indeed been a privilege for me to have held the COFCOR chairmanship during the commemoration of the 50th anniversary of CARICOM. It was a pleasure to have had the Secretary General and foreign ministers participate in a commemorative tree planting ceremony as a part of the celebratory activities during the 26th COFCOR meeting. The Honorable Minister of St. Vincent and Grenadines has been appointed to come to check on the plants from time to time. She has not yet so done, but undoubtedly it is on her agenda for 2024 after our drought has passed. The ongoing year-long celebrations, on a serious note, colleagues, have acknowledged the strength and pride of our integration movement as well as our aspirations for the future. As it relates to the state of global affairs, our keen attention and concern have been occupied by the increased tensions and conflicts, including the Israel-Hamas war in Gaza and associated human suffering, the threats to integrity and sovereignty of Guyana, as well as the ongoing territorial disputes concerning Belize. In the area of candidatures, we advanced on our coordination efforts with the establishment of a working group to review the principles for the selection of CARICOM candidatures, following the recommendation of the 26th COFCOR meeting. As chair of the working group, Jamaica will present a final report during this 27th meeting, and we hope for the chair's adoption. Colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, without a doubt, the COFCOR has continued to set the pace and the priorities of our extra-regional interactions. Our shared commitment to the strengthening of the regional bloc promotes not only the advancement of our community, but the advancement of our individual nations. As there is strength in numbers, there is strength in coordination. Let us strive to play as a team. We will encounter the occasional divergence in views, but we should always be able to find solutions in a respectful manner and in the interest of our collective development as a region. As I close, Excellencies, I wish to extend my warmest congratulations once again to Minister Henderson on his assumption of the COFCOR chairmanship. Chair, I'm confident that your experience and sound direction will serve the COFCOR and the region well. I wish to acknowledge and thank the CARICOM Secretariat for their valued support during my chairmanship and look forward to fruitful and action-focused 27th meeting in lush, beautiful Dominica. Minister, we thank you for the rain, and we thank you once more for your hospitality. I thank you, colleagues.
Thank you, Minister Johnson Smith. And you're most welcome. We did, in fact, arrange also for an exciting landing for you. And I think you enjoy that profusely. Let me just take the opportunity to acknowledge the presence of the Foreign Minister of Qatar and his delegation who've just joined us. Welcome. Well, colleagues, as the SG has made me very happy, and so to have Minister Johnson Smith, we have already established a protocol. I want to get right into it. But let me begin by thanking Minister Johnson Smith for her leadership over the last year. Camilla has become a very good friend, and some people didn't expect us to be such good friends, knowing, our history. But we've worked well together, and it's always a pleasure working with you. We can always rely on your sound advice, leadership, and of course, the fact that you're very proactive and committed to the work. We appreciate your dedication and leadership over the last year, and we look forward to that continued leadership to the COFCOR. Having passed over the chair is not getting you off the hook. We still expect you to take some serious leadership roles in foreign relations in CARICOM. But on the behalf of the government and people of the Commonwealth of Dominica, it is my distinct honor to welcome all of you to the Nature Island of the Caribbean. We are particularly delighted to host the 27th regular meeting of the Council for Foreign and Community Relations, and hope that amidst our productive discussions, you can experience some of our natural beauty, and yes, we'll be planting trees as well, Camilla, and I suspect the tree I planted, I'm not sure if that thing growing, but I will check it out. Kaisel, you need to check that, Minister. You need to let me know. But we'll be planting some trees as well tomorrow, so we're looking forward to that. So we hope that you will have that opportunity to enjoy the Nature Isle. We also intend to take you on a trip to the site where we're developing a transformational project. That is our geothermal project. It's something that we're very proud of. It's been 20 years in the making, and it is something that we wish to share with you to see what the future will look like. As we gather here today, I am reminded of the profound strength that comes from unity. The action-oriented agenda before us reflects the complex realities of our times. Indeed, our region has had to navigate the evolving global landscape as we address pressing regional issues such as climate change, energy, food and nutrition security. In this regard, our collective voice and shared purpose are crucial as the COFCOR undertakes its work and provides policy guidance in advancing our shared vision and development goals. Colleague ministers, our increased engagement with emerging partners, such as those in the Middle East, and of course the presence of our friend from Qatar, is a testament to that, underscores our enduring commitment to maximizing opportunities for the region's benefits. There is indeed great benefit in South-South cooperation. We still consider the Global South as a very important group of countries that we need to continue to engage. The invitation extended to the State of Qatar for engagement with the Council reflects our belief in multilateral cooperation and support of shared priorities. This follows on the inaugural CARICOM Saudi Arabia Summit held in Riyadh last November, headed by our Prime Minister, and the CARICOM Canada Summit in Ottawa just before that in October. As foreign ministers, we must promote an environment that enables increased opportunities for collaboration, cooperation, and strategic partnerships. Over the next 2 days, our deliberations will address several critical issues to build a more resilient and thriving community for all. I must say that your presence here in Dominica signifies a strong commitment to strengthening our community ties and collaboration, and I am appreciative of the fact that so many member states are here today. With the exception of Haiti, I think we have a full house. During our meeting, the Council will review important engagements with third states and will be briefed on plans to commemorate the 2024 CARICOM Japan Friendship Year. We will also receive details on the schedule for other technical level engagements due this year with Brazil, Canada, India, and Korea, which will chart our development cooperation with these states. Colleagues, the Council will continue to reflect on the geopolitical concerns directly affecting our sustainable development. We will receive updates on the associate membership applications of several third states in the region, and also discuss the implications of enlargement as it relates to observers. Moreover, the COFCOR will also review upcoming international meetings of significance to our region, including the Commonwealth Heads of Government and the Summit of the Future that require our coordinated attention and the development of strong, unified positions. Among the breadth of issues demanding our attention is that of support for our sister nation of Haiti, including the good offices function of the Eminent Persons Group. On this, we are reminded of the meaningful progress yielded thus far, and are encouraged to remain steadfast in our principled support. On hemispheric and multilateral matters, we will receive updates from the Caucus of Ambassadors in Washington, D.C., and permanent representatives to the United Nations in New York on pertinent issues before these bodies. Finally, there are community relations matters for COFCOR of critical importance. We will continue to advance discussions on the respective border issues involving member states as we continue to support the maintenance and preservation of their territorial integrity and sovereignty. Colleagues, I am looking forward to frank and robust discussions on the issues before us and over the upcoming year. It is my expectation that we will deliver tangible results for the benefit of our respective countries and peoples, results that provide a practical path to address our current challenges and facilitate long-lasting shared benefits through innovation, trade, and investment while deepening our ties. We are indeed living in very interesting times, although some say it's a curse to live in interesting times. But we are having to deal with so many issues that confront us. The issues of climate change that continue to impact heavily and unjustly on us, recognizing that we are not the contributors to global warming. As we soon will be entering the hurricane season, we continue to remain vigilant. But we must continue to ensure that in our interaction with third states and with international organizations, that a very strong statement be made about climate justice and sustainable development. Building resilience, as we have found in Dominica, especially after the passage of Hurricane Maria, is very expensive. We have found out that sometimes it costs 3 or 4 times more to build resilience than to simply build, for example, a road from one point to another. As we seek to transform from fossil fuel dependence to renewable energy, we are also finding that it is very expensive to pursue that transition. To facilitate the development of renewable energy, we are also finding out that it is even more expensive to build lines that connect and distribute power. We are now embarking on a very ambitious construction of new transmission systems, which will be partly underground and resilient above ground. And so, as our debt burden increases to build resilience, we are again faced by the threat of another hurricane season. We also have to struggle with the situation in Haiti, and we need to again call on our partners to more resolutely respond to the crisis in Haiti. We have seen over the years that CARICOM has played a very, very important role, and I want to recognize the leadership of Jamaica in that process. The Bahamas, for the role that you have played and continue to play in bringing together the international support for Haiti. But we must, with one united voice, send a strong message that more needs to be done for Haiti. And we must not be shy to make comparisons, as I believe they are only fair. That while some countries could approve billions of dollars for other causes, they have failed to show up in any serious way to provide support to resolve the situation in Haiti. And finally, I don't know, the Secretary General did not brief me adequately to let me know what to say and what not to say, and when I can speak for Dominica or speak for COFCOR. So I'm making it clear I'm not speaking for COFCOR now, because the situation in Gaza is something that I wanted to speak about just briefly, because Dominica soon will be issuing a statement applauding the actions taken by Norway, Spain, and Ireland to recognize a Palestinian state. Dominica in 2018 recognized a Palestinian state, and we continue to support a two-state solution, as we believe that this is the only path to a permanent resolution to the dispute between Israel and Palestine. We condemn the action of Hamas. We believe the acts of October 7th were acts of terrorism, but we also are concerned about the ongoing onslaught in not only Gaza, but in the entire state of Palestine. And we are hoping, while all of us have supported the recent United Nations resolution in support of Palestine, we are hoping that more of us could stand firm and make our voices heard, as we too, as people who have a history of colonization and enslavement, we too should stand strong, resolutely, with our brothers and sisters in Palestine. And this, as I said, I make this statement on the behalf of the Republic of Dominica, the Commonwealth of Dominica, as I should have taken the opportunity to inform you that we are in the conference room of the State House. Next door is the President of the Commonwealth of Dominica, right next door, so I also urge you to be on your best behavior. Yeah. But this facility here is where we normally would have such events, and it is part of, as I said, our State House. So we are making the statement, and we're hoping that other CARICOM nations will stand firm and make their voices heard. We are not in any way seeking to issue a statement on behalf of COFCOR, at least not yet. At least not yet. So thank you very much, and I wish you a very productive 2 days. We're looking forward to our robust engagement as usual, and we will also be listening to engagement with our friends from Qatar. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that reminder. Let me just. Yeah, we need to move to. Yes, I think so. Yes, yes. Ministers, colleagues, ambassadors, delegates, we will begin. We'll move right into, and we will suspend the usual formalities for now, because our foreign minister of Qatar has a flight to catch. I don't think it's he has the pressure that you had last night, but still he needs to depart at a time that will allow him to get to his next destination at a time he has already arranged. So we will use the opportunity, if you will allow me, please, to invite him to address us now, and then we will get back to, we'll resume our regular business. I think also we need to have a decision taken, so give me 1 sec to confer with the Secretary General.
Room, bringing you live coverage of the 27th meeting of the Council for Foreign and Community Relations, COFCOR.
Thank you very much for joining us.
So that's our stint here. Of course, we were here for the opening ceremony. A very important activity being undertaken in Dominica. Quite a few people are here from abroad, members of COFCOR, the Foreign and Community Relations, COFCOR, So quite a few agenda items to be covered here. We just heard from Dr. Vince Henderson, who is responsible, the Minister with responsibility for Foreign Affairs, International Business, Trade and Energy. So DBS Radio, that's our stint here at the conference room. Of course, we'll cover some of it on our news as well. And at the official closing of this ceremony, or this meeting rather, of course, we'll give you an idea as to some of the decisions that were taken at this COFCOR meeting. So it's back now to Studio 1, Ted Daily Studio, as we continue with programming.